guys, welcome to another video, and today we're actually going to be going over the story of the SS Atlantic. So this is another request that I got, so let's just get straight into it. So the SS Atlantic was laid down in 1870 and was launched on November 26th, 1870. She was completed on June 3rd, 1871, and had her maiden voyage on June 8th, 1871. The Atlantic was the second ship in White Star Line's Oceanic class of ships. The others were the RMS Oceanic, SS Adriatic, and SS Baltic. The layout of the Atlantic was nearly identical to her sister, the Oceanic. She had a cabin-class saloon amidships that was 80 feet long and 40 feet wide. She also had staterooms forward to the saloon. She could accommodate 1,000 steerage, or third-class passengers. Steerage passengers were not allowed on deck, while cabin-class passengers were allowed on deck. She sailed on her maiden voyage on June 8, 1871 to New York City. On March 20th, 1873, the Atlantic departed Liverpool for New York with 952 people on board, 835 passengers, 2 were babies born on the voyage. They also carried 14 stowaways. So yeah, the rest were crew. While going to New York, they had a strong headwind slowing them down. The crew was afraid they were not going to have enough coal to make it to New York, so they diverted to Halifax, Nova Scotia to refuel. On March 31st, while approaching Halifax, the Atlantic entered a storm but kept going ahead at 12 knots into Halifax Harbor despite the low visibility and heavy seas. Little did the crew know that the winds and currents had pushed the Atlantic 12.5 miles off course, and the Atlantic was now steaming directly for rocks off the lower prospect of Nova Scotia. Sadly, after midnight, the Atlantic struck underwater rocks on the lower prospect. The ship slowly rolled to starboard, and the crew began launching distress rockets, the last of which exploded in the face of the people launching them. Although they lowered all the lifeboats, the boats were still swamped or smashed by the waves. Many people drowned below decks, and the ship eventually split in half. Most of the survivors either sat on the edge of the ship or used a rope to make it to Golden Rule Rock, which is where most survivors were. In the end, only 371 people survived, while 536 people died. 156 of which were women, and 189 were children, including the ones born during the voyage. There was only one child survivor. So 156 women and 189 children, including the newborns that were born in the voyage, died. So yeah. The wreck of the Atlantic now actually drifted off the rocks. It fell off the rocks and is now lying completely submerged, just a couple hundred feet. I believe just a few feet from where it actually originally hit the rock. So it's completely submerged now. There's actually a heritage site called the SS Atlantic Heritage Site. It's just about a few miles north of the wreck area. It's just a little museum. You can get gifts and everything. You can look at all the artifacts that were recovered from the wreck. You can look at all that stuff. They might even give you a tour. You could, I guess. But they would show, in the tour, they show you the grave sites where all of them were buried. They show you the Protestant and the Catholic grave sites. They were separated because of religion and everything. And so they might even actually take you to the wreck sites and everything on their little boat. Yeah, they say that I saw a video actually where they say that they actually sometimes dive down to the wreck. Maybe you could as well, but I don't know because they do say that the area around the wreck and the wreck area is very, there's tons of underwater boulders that you could run into. Visibility is really low down there because of all the silts that's been taken up by the waves and everything, so you won't be able to see anything. You could run into a rock. There's sharp objects everywhere. So yeah, but yeah, I guess you maybe could if you're an experienced diver. But yeah, the wreck is still in 2 pieces, kind of just snapped in half, but it's still together. It's kind of like the double keel. Half the hull is still attached, but one's broken, I guess. But yeah, that's the video, guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you did, please do subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.